other 5 videos, I suggest going back and using it as a building blocks to get to this point. My name's Gretchen from Balance to the Core, and today we are going to talk all about the shoulder girdle. And it's so important because I can't tell you how many shoulder injuries I see, and it's so common because the shoulders are the most mobile joint in our body, and really it's really important to stabilize. So there's so much movement in the joint that we have to mindfully really connect to the stabilization. So that's what we do a lot in Pilates. We stabilize the shoulder girdle in a lot of different exercises. But it's important to understand sort of what incorporates the shoulder girdle. So you have the actual shoulder in the joint, all right, and so that's where sort of all the rotation happens, but it's also important to note what is going on your back. And so we have the scapula, and the scapula is attached to your ribs. And so the scapula can go in many different directions. It can rotate, it can open and close, it can go up and down. So when you'll notice, if I sort of turn to the side, when I lift my arms up, you can see right here, my scapula pulls down. So there's an opposition going on. And there's a lot of opposition in Pilates and sort of everything we're doing, but just in this arm movement, my scapula pulls down as my arms lift up, and I'm rotating in the joint, okay? So if I lift up out to the sides, my scapula sort of opens up out to the sides. And you can also reach forward, and as you reach forward, you're sort of widening the scapula, and as I pull back, you're pulling it in. So it's all of this movement on the rib cage. So that's why it's really important to understand sort of the foundation of the arm. So the back, the scapula, is really the foundation of the arm. So if we can stabilize and think about our movement coming from there, you have a lot more strength and stability in that ball and socket joint, okay? So why don't we go down on the mat right now? I'm gonna spin it here. So you're gonna lie down on your back, and what I want you to do to start off with is find everything that you know now, your neutral pelvis, your neutral spine, your transversus engaged, okay, and your ribs are down. And then what I want you to feel is sort of your scapula on the mat. So when you hear shoulders down, that's usually what we mean, is those two, shoulder blades like that are on your rib cage. You want to keep them contacted with the mat. So I'm going to reach my arms up. And as I reach my arms up, I want you to feel sort of your scapula get heavy in the mat. So as you get it heavy, you might have a little soft elbow. That would be good. You don't want to sort of jam it. So feel that scapula in, and it feels good to like massage it into the mat. Keep everything else neutral. And all I want you to do is let the arms sort of flow behind you without losing the scapula on the mat. So just keep it heavy and then come to center. Again, just feeling your scapula get heavier on the mat. 3 more times. Inhale, your pelvis is staying neutral, your belly staying tight. We're just bringing awareness to the foundation of the arm. 1 more time. And then come to center. Now let's open it up. Open it out to the sides on an inhale. Exhale, return it to center. Again, don't lose it. So as you bring those arms in, don't let the scapula come off. Keep it nice and stable. But allow it to move a little bit, because it is going to move a little bit. 3 more. 3. And it should feel good. 2 more. 2. 1. And if you want to feel a full circle, just reach it back, keep it down and around. And feel sort of how that frees up your arm a little bit, but gives your arm a little strength as well. It should feel sort of like a massage. And then reverse it. Two more. And 1. And then release it on down. All right, so now let's add our little chest lift. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale as you lift up into chest lift, reaching the arms back behind you. Imagine them massaging the mat like it did before. And really, when you move your arms, focus on the back. 2 more. Folding at the chest. 1 more. And then lower it down. Take your legs up to tabletop position. Squeeze those thighs together. Again, give that chest lift. Come here, keep that neutral spine. Again, lift and wrap around. Inhale, exhale. And now we're going to add that arm reach or leg reach at the same time. And notice how everything flows. So now you have all the principles. Your pelvis is staying stable so that your hips just kind of stay in the socket. But now the same thing, the shoulders and the arms just have a flow to them. Lifting at that chest. 3, 2, 1. And lower down. Lower those legs down. Now we're going to do a hip lift. And I want to do the hip lift noticing what the shoulder blades do. So I want you to roll your pelvis towards you. Use your belly to lift. And then when you need to, use your seat and hamstrings. So if you are shrugged up, notice what happens. You sort of lose strength here. And it might put some pressure on the shoulders. So what I want you to do is really feel the scapula pull down your ribs so that you can stretch your arms long. Keep your seat up, and then you're just going to melt your spine down onto the mat. But you're going to keep that scapula stable so that when you find neutral pelvis, your scapula hasn't moved. It stays right there. Again, roll the hips up, lift up, push through the heels as you come up, and then melt it down. So make that lower body move without moving the upper body. Stability. Push it up. 2 more times. We're going to do 1 more. You're going to hold your hips up there. So hold yourself there. And again, the scapula. Keep the scapula in the mat as you reach the arms up. So it gives a sort of different feel of the arms. So often I see this and it just puts so much pressure in the shoulder joint. And then just let them flow back behind you, but keep the scapula on the mat and roll it on down. And that should feel fantastic. And then release it down. Good. All right, so right now we're going to turn to our stomach. All right, so now we got to think about that scapula moving on our rib cage as we are on our stomach. So get your neutral pelvis, pull in your belly. Now get your scapula in alignment. So you got to pull and almost massage the shoulders down your back so they hug right onto the rib cage. And then as you inhale, you're going to open your heart forward and you're going to feel the stability of your scapula. But to keep it stable, you got to keep sort of almost pulling it down as you come up. And then lower it down. Again, inhale, massage them open. So if you were to let go here, I see a lot of this. So it's like your neck is going to jam. You can't open the heart because your shoulders are totally out of alignment. Inhale, prepare, open the heart, neutral pelvis. So your legs are moving away from you and your shoulders are sort of pulling towards those legs as your heart and spine are going forward. Lower down. A lot to think about. And again, inhale, open the heart. And exhale it down. Let's challenge this a little bit by taking one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands. So now you're going to have to do ultra stabilization of that pelvis. All right, or the shoulders. So pull the belly in. Stabilize the pelvis in neutral. And then inhale as you come up. So now we're focusing on the scapula today and the shoulder girdle. So pull those shoulders into place. Feel them slide down your ribs a little bit as you lift the elbows to side. And then exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. So the foundation of those arms is that back. So see if you can find the work there. That's what this is meant for. That's the thoracic spine. Right where the shoulder girdle is on the ribs. 2 more times. And inhale it down. Really pick up the belly. And lower 1 more time. Keep the feet down. Inhale it up. And exhale it down. Push back into shell stretch. And then shift your body forward onto all fours. Oh, hello. This is where a lot of shoulder instability happens. All right? So often this is what I see. Oh, no power there whatsoever. And you're just going to cause more injury in that shoulder joint. So find the scapula. Align it. Pull it into the ribs. Almost feel like you're widening it on your back. Okay? Get your knees right underneath your hips. Hold this. Now really find yourself stable as you reach one arm forward. Don't let the shoulder shrug up to the ear and lower down. Just like when you were lying on your back. Picture your back staying contacted with the mat as you lift the arms. Same idea. Shoulders should not move. They're totally in place. And it should feel like you have this strength. You have this support. And it's like the arms just float up because you're so supported in that upper mid back. Let's do 4 more here. And nothing else in your body moves because your pelvis is neutral, your belly's in, everything's stable. You are like powerhouse person now. Feel like you're knitting your ribs in to keep the belly tight. And then lower it on down. Good. All right, sit back. You can add a little bit more challenge if you want in this, and you can reach one leg in opposition and then hold up and really focus on a stable pelvis as well as sliding that arm up in shoulder stability. And then lower it down. You can try the other side and float up. And it does bring a strength to it, a power, as well as a grace, almost. One more each side. And then sit it back and jump. All right. One more exercise. You ready for these? It's not really beginner, but we're going to keep our knee down to make it beginner, but side planks, okay? All right, so what you want to do is you want to rest on your elbow. Let your elbow go a little bit in front of your shoulder joint because if it's sort of right under or under, you're going to put too much pressure into that shoulder. So a little bit away, and then support yourself from the underside of your body. So really like pull that shoulder into place. All right, and stabilize your body. Like you should feel so strong here. Your neck is long. We're gonna keep your bottom knee down and you're just gonna come up. All right, and I want you to really focus on pushing your elbow into your mat and getting more space under your body. You also wanna pull it down so it doesn't jam up into your ear. But see if you can get the work done in the back and not pressure into your shoulder. Okay? If it's going right into the shoulder, get out of it. Get your elbow further away from you. Stabilize it and lift again. Hold, and if anything doesn't feel right, you get out of the pose, okay? Don't push yourself into anything that doesn't feel right. Hold it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Okay, other side. So get that elbow a little further away. Stabilize it so that you're like open. It should feel wonderful. And then lift up. Pelvis is neutral, right? All those principles. But we're just focusing on pelvis or on shoulder here. Neck long, you don't want to let it flop down. Remember, your neck is part of your spine. And again, if it doesn't feel right, if it starts to put too much pressure, come out of it. Don't try to fix it while you're up there. Put it a little further away, stabilize more, and come up. And really try to get more space underneath you by lifting and pushing that elbow into the mat to lift you up higher. Get more work done in the back. Hold it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Let's turn it and do a full plank on our elbows. Elbow stabilization. So you're going to walk those knees out, find your pelvis neutral. So you don't want to push it too far down, too up. Find that neutral pelvis. Get your elbows underneath your shoulders. And then pull your shoulders into place. And then push so there's space between your chest and the floor. And hold it. Imagine your shoulders getting wider on your rib cage. Pull your belly in and let's hold it 10 more seconds. Get that shoulder stabilization. Keep pushing the elbows in. That's why you might need an extra cushion under you. Hold it 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Down. Back. And there you have it. So there's the beginner mat series. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned some really good stuff. Keep going back to these videos. Keep learning something new about your body so that when you do my other workouts, you're really gonna have that foundation and you're gonna get stronger, you're gonna get leaner, you're gonna feel younger, you're gonna feel fantastic. So give this video a like if you liked it, subscribe to my channel if you like it, and if you want full workouts, come join my core club. First 2 weeks are free. I'll put the link down here for you. And thanks so much for joining me in these 6 weeks. I've enjoyed having you, and I will see you next week with a new workout. Okay, take care.